evening, everybody, and welcome back. Let's head back to the police station, wherever it is and whatever it's called, and check in with our crack team of street detectives, headed up by Inspector Fowler and the rest. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But yes, it's the Thin Blue Line, episode 4 of the second series, Alternative Culture. This is a very funny series that I have enjoyed so much so far, but we're nearing the end. It's very, very close to the end now. So yes, make the most of it, because there won't be many of these episodes left. It's one of those, you know, what do you call it? It's one of those British paradoxes, British comedy paradoxes, where it's only a 2-series show. No other country does that, do they? Just those that do sitcoms 2 series at a time. It seems the people who you'd wish would do more seem to do it the most, like Ricky Gervais and Rowan Atkinson did this. But let's get into it. If you're watching on YouTube, then this is an early access series. If you join the Patreon, you'll get these episodes early and without any copyright workarounds on the text and in the background. And this is accessible in the cheapest tier. It's one of the cheap 6, which means 6 ongoing series I'm reacting to, accessible in the $1 a month tier. So go have a look at that. And there's a 7-day free trial available in all tiers so that you can try out the Patreon, see what it's like, see if it's something you'd like to have. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Sometimes one does despair of today's youth.
Sometimes.
To them, concepts such as honour, duty, and self-restraint are as foreign as a Frenchman.
Yep.
And no more acceptable.
Yeah.
On the other hand, of course, it is important not to judge people too harshly. We were all young once.
We've done that long enough.
Though we may not
Gone
have
too far.
attended raves.
Raves?
I seem to remember that Saturday morning at the pictures could get pretty wild.
Ooh, his face.
Let he who has never chucked a gobstopper at John Wayne during the kissy bit
What?
cast the first stone.
Let he who has never chucked a gobstopper at John Wayne during the kissy bit cast the first stone. That's quite a phrase.
For young people, as we shall see, are like the last banana in the fruit bowl. Not all bad.
Okay. What's going on with the theme?
I tell you what, I'll be glad when they fixed up our showers and toilet. I hate sharing the blokes. There's a pair of jocks in that locker that's developing its own ecosystem. It's not what you need when you're feeling delicate.
Had a little drinky last night, did we?
Oh, yeah.
My tongue's got so much fur on it, I may need a license to keep it domestically.
Drinking like that's terribly bad for you, you know, Maggie.
Really, Pat? And there was me thinking that having a brain like a pickled walnut and a mouth like a rat's bum was a bit of a health cure.
Instead of poisoning your body, you should be concentrating on rejuvenating your physical and sensual sides.
The way I feel this morning, you couldn't rejuvenate my sensual side if you chucked me into a bath full of Chippendales and asked me to find the soap.
Blimey! Sharing the gents with a load of women, it's a disgrace! The place will stink like...
That's what they're all queuing for. They're queuing for the toilet, right?
a perfume counter at Boots. They'll be in there.
Oh, what a shame, yeah, because I prefer the toilets to stink like stale piss and jock straps.
Dibby, dabby, lippy.
Dippy dabby lippy lappy.
Powder puffing, barnet buffing, squirty squirty. Only be a minute, I've just got to re-grout me crow's feet.
All of his little rants.
I'm
dear.
talking about alternative healing, Maggie. I've just joined a well woman group. You can do rebirthing, reflexology, shiatsu massage. You have to let it all out.
Please, Pat, I'm having enough trouble keeping it all down.
And if you haven't got time for shiatsu, just have an enema. You can do it at home in 5 minutes with an ordinary garden hose.
Tweezering and plucking. And
I wouldn't recommend that.
using
Surely that's against medical advice.
my bick on her legs. And slapping the glandular oils of some dead whale around like it didn't cost 15 quid a jar, which I have to bleeding earn.
Well, I'm off the booze now anyway. My little sister's coming to stay.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it's not. She's completely boring. Goody flipping two shoes. If she sees me with so much as a half of Cydrax, she'll tell me Mum, who'll immediately ring up in floods and read the entire Quran onto my answer phone.
Oh,
Perhaps your sister would like to come along to my rebirthing group. You recreate the moment you emerged from your mother's womb.
Oh, I'll see if I can persuade...
and what good is that supposed to do you? Seriously, come on. Rebirthing, what a load of bollocks. You recreate the moment you exited your mother's... Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that has so many health benefits. What? Just
Come along to my rebirthing group.
merge from the womb.
Recreate the moment you emerged from your mother's womb.
Get a grip, love.
Oh, I'll see if I can persuade her. Maybe she'll come out a bit more interesting second time.
I shout, come on, Tina! She says I'm just gonna have 5 minutes on the bum wobbling machine. Then she leaves the top of the toothpaste. Blimey, Fowler, I thought at least at work we could keep the birds out of the bog.
Sharing lockers is brilliant. I cannot believe I'm actually going to be changing in the same room as Constable Habib.
But not at the same time.
True, but it's a step in the right direction, isn't
Oh my god.
Right, that's it, you lot. Come on, time's up. Get out of it!
Good morning, Inspector Grimm.
Oh, it's still morning, is it? Blimey, I thought it was late. Evening at least, or else sometime next year. And doesn't time fly when you're hanging around outside the bog, waiting for a bunch of women to stop fannying about?
Fanning about there it is again.
You do get yourself worked up, don't you, Inspector?
Yeah.
You really should try and diffuse your tension. Have you thought about irrigating your colon?
Not really, I don't do a lot of gardening.
Inspector Grimm! It is 8:51 and 42 seconds. With respect, if you consult your rota, I think you'll find that mail time begins at 8:52.
I
Meal
told you,
time?
fella, women, all the same, totally, toiletarially territorial.
Inspector Grimm, we don't like this situation any more than you do, and with better reason.
What better reason?
Lots of better reason.
Name a better reason.
Well, we've been properly toilet trained for a start.
Yeah! You lot seem to think you're supposed to stand on the bog and aim outwards.
Drips! Women are obsessed with drips. I say, Tina, wear a pair of slippers.
Really? Now, please. Now, please.
Now, please. Really?
The situation is as it is, and we must simply make the best of it. I've scheduled a meeting with the regional auditor, but he is notoriously tighter than an Italian tenor's trouser buttons. So I hold out little hope for extra funds this financial year. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for my morning movement.
Look what I've got, Frank. Some of that new male Calvin Klein perfume. Dead cool, dead street.
Dead straight.
Really gets the babes horny. You know, I reckon when Constable Habib gets a whiff of this, she'll say, "Hey, climb aboard, big boy, and fall at my feet."
Kevin, it'll take more than a whiff of perfume to make Maggie Habib fall at your feet.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try chloroform.
It's supposed to be evocative of a man's testicles. No, I don't mean that. What is it that blokes have that makes them sexy?
Sunglasses?
No, it's close to testicles, only a little bit longer.
Oh, I know the word. What is it? Is it pheromones? I don't know. Testosterone.
Kevin. Look at it, wrapped in a towel.
I thought he meant the
Give us a splash.
pheromone
Lager
thing.
seeping out my pores. In the boozer till 2. 16 cans of special brew and nothing to eat but peanuts. I could have pebble dashed the pub.
2? Well, that's way past closing time.
Closing times for plebs, not us. The lock-in is a traditional copper's perk.
I hate people like that.
Sticking your siren on when
We've
you're
all had one mate that's done that takes the piss with your expensive cologne. People like, I hate them. Oh, I swear to God, if I became a dictator of the country, I'd create a rule where they'd all be lined up and fucking shot. All the wankers that overuse my Pakora ban, I'll fucking... You bastards.
Hey, for dinner. There's a big illegal late-night drink this Friday. Lots of the boys are coming out. You've got to come out too.
Yes, well, I don't know about that, Gary. As a policeman, I just don't feel comfortable breaking the law. I mean, I know that sounds stupid,
Look,
but I...
mate. Coppers stick together. And if we have to bend the rules, then we do it together. That's the police culture. And you'll do a lot better on the force if you admit you're one of us from the start. So you come out, all right? I'm out on Friday.
Freak.
Patricia, regarding the current dysfunctional nature of the non-male person's locker room.
The ladies lose, yes.
Well, I wonder if you could inform your compatriots of the female variety that I am, of course, arranging for the ladies.
Variety.
You know, the ladies.
What?
Machine
Machine?
to be moved.
The what?
The ladies' machine.
The ladies' machine.
The ladies' machine.
The
what?
mechanized purveyor of purificatory dressings.
I'm with it now. It took me a minute to get there, but I'm there now. You know, ladies' machine. What the hell's he talking about? But then, yes, okay, I understand.
Swabs.
Swabs!
Sanitationary compressors.
Prisons.
Applications, internal and external.
Internal and
Ladies for
external.
the use of, as and when required. Traditionally, on a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis.
Raymond, there's nothing embarrassing about tampons.
No.
No.
What an idea. I'm embarrassed. I talk about them all the time. Rarely not talking about them. Get quite boring on the subject, as a matter of fact. Oh. Anyway, the thingy machine.
Thingy machine.
Will be relocated in the male locker room. In a suitably discreet, darkened corner. Unless, of course, you'd rather we put it in the cellar, you know, to save embarrassment.
No, the locker room will be fine.
Oh, good. So in the broom cupboard behind the system it goes.
It's just a tampon machine, for God's sake.
The vile...
Tell me your experience, ladies, right? Have you ever experienced any man in the workplace being anything close to this embarrassed about the tampon machine? I mean, I can't think why this had happened unless it's this exact situation arose that meant both men and women would have to use the same bathroom. You know, because the men's bathroom's something's wrong with it. So that's the only way the men would go in and see the machine and be like, you know. But yeah, I don't understand it. Like, it's as natural as the fact that us men shave every couple of weeks, isn't it? I don't understand this portrayal. Mind you, this is from the 90s, so I suppose it was still a plausible stereotype. Yeah, but nowadays, like, it's normal, you know? It's not like it's a choice.
Scourge of drugs has arrived in Gasforth. Some people won't admit it. But I, for one, am not gonna bury my head in an ostrich. Kids...
Well, I mean, it was only a couple of episodes ago that you were almost burying your head up a chicken's ass, so why not an ostrich?
Are
Oh, what? Oh,
already
no, was it a turkey? It was a turkey!
taking in, openly, in clubs. And that is only the thin end of the bush. Today, it's E. Next week, it might be F. Possibly even G.
Don't...
Now then, tomorrow night there is going to be a rave at the old gasworks. CID officers.
Oh,
led
CID
by
now, we've got more
Detective
letters.
Inspector Derek Grimm, in the person of myself, for that is me,
Is it?
will be in attendance, and also it is where we will be. That is all.
Drugs. Drugs. What is wrong with young people today? With their uppers, downers, poppers, toppers,
Toppers!
speed, whiz, crack, junk, smack, splosh, zing, bonk, bar.
Splosh! Zing bonk!
Crack, junk, smack,
Splosh,
splosh,
zing bonk, barf, oink, wham, bam!
Can't they amuse themselves without chemical stimulation? Haven't they heard of Monopoly?
I suppose they're just not as boring. I mean, as sensible as you were, sir. They're looking for something more exciting.
Exciting? Have you ever had hotels on Mayfair and Park Lane?
Oh my god!
You can make a fortune.
Actually, no, okay, I have to admit, I remember as a kid playing Monopoly, yeah, when you finally got a hotel on Mayfair or Park Lane, it was exciting. You did get a little bit excited. Oh my god, he's actually comparing playing Monopoly to young people going out clubbing and taking ease.
Exciting? Have you ever had hotels on Mayfair and Park Lane? You can make a fortune.
You can
Great
make a
cakes and
fortune.
Wobbly custard. Why this need for sensory stimulants? When I was an adolescent, my idea of a
He's scared of the fireworks. Nearly 10 o'clock and the cunts are still letting him off. I know, boy. Every year we have this. You arseholes. Oh, I'd love more than to burn their fucking house down.
major sensory stimulant was sucking on a fisherman's friend. I said something amusing, Constable Goody.
Oh, yes, sir, definitely.
Really? But perhaps you'd like to explain the joke to me.
Yes, I will. Well, sir, you said that you were stimulated by sucking on a fisherman's friend. And I think that's very funny.
I see. And why do you find it funny, Constable Goody?
Well, they're horrible, aren't they? Everyone knows that.
Oh, I thought it... Oh.
I'm gonna clean up this town, Boyle.
Bless him.
Drugs are the effluence of society, and I'm the toilet duck. I'll show these bloody kids when Grim of Gasforth puts his
Come here,
backside on the
baby.
line, they can't just stick two fingers up. What's wrong with being bored anyway? The rest of us have to sit at home in front of the telly. Why shouldn't they?
They do.
Tell you what, sir, me and some of the lads have organised a lock-in after tomorrow night's raid. Why don't you get in on it?
Well, I don't know, Boyle. I don't normally do that sort of thing.
Oh, come on, sir. You spend all evening chasing drug addicts and you can't even have a little drinky at the end of it. That can't be right now, can it, eh?
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Just giving you a whiff of my testostericals.
I shall speak to your mother.
Oh, Maggie.
Just giving you a whiff of my testostericals.
Can I talk to you about something?
Thank you.
It's just that I've got a sort of moral dilemma. You see, Gary Boyle has been going on at me about coming out.
He wants you to come out.
Yes, he wants me to come out and admit that I'm one of them.
Well, what's it got to do with him? Tell him to bug off.
No. You see, in so many ways, I feel that I'd actually quite like to, you know. But it isn't easy, what with being a policeman and everything.
Oh my God.
I see.
What's
And
gonna...
whatever you decide to do, Kevin, I want you to know I think you're being really brave. And I really admire you.
Most progress he's ever made!
This perfume is sex.
Oh, I think it's the perfume.
I'm gonna dunk my trousers in it. Do you want a splash?
Listen, son. A woman likes to smell a man as nature intended. Sweat, Guinness.
Yeah. Do you hear that? That's the sound of every man aged between 0 and 30 saying, oh yeah, tell that to my mother.
And pickled onions.
We've all...
You can't bottle
You
that.
need some pickled onion?
I'm off for my rebirthing.
Ah, yes, rebirthing.
Just remember to pick me up at 10.
Patricia, I'm hardly likely to leave a newborn baby to fend for itself in the sports centre car park, now am I? There's one reborn every minute.
You don't think much of Sergeant Dawkins' interest in alternative inner healing, do you, sir?
Well, why is everybody searching for this something inside them? Patricia and her quest for the inner woman, children and their drugs.
It's an alternative culture now, sir. People are asking questions. They want to know who they are.
Then they should damn well look at their passports. Alternative culture.
It's all right.
I remember when our idea of alternative culture was turning over to ITV. People have too much choice these days. Did you know that you can get an almond Mars bar? An
Would you?
almond Mars bar? Mars bars
Really?
go by for over 50 years without almonds in them.
Yes, sir.
They've put caramel in them.
Oh, I'll tell you what I miss. Do you remember the Mars, what were they called? Mars Delight? It was like a limited edition Mars bar where they turned like the malt bit into like I can't remember exactly what it was like, but yeah, Mars Delight, Dream Bars, Echo. Oh, do you remember Echo Bar? Oh, Echo Bars were incredible. Oh God, I tell you what, they were on their A game with chocolate back in those days when I was growing up. My childhood was the best time for chocolate. I think they were mostly Nestle. Oh no, Cadbury. The Dream Bar was Cadbury's, wasn't it? But Mars Bar, that's Nestle. I think the Echoes were Nestle as well. They were amazing. So many great things we've lost, isn't it? You know, Caramac bars have gone now as well. God.
Whispers? We live in a debauched, hedonistic age. Young people are addicted to pleasure.
Not all young people, sir. My little sister's addicted to organised religion, exams, and netball.
She sounds like a very fine young woman. Proof that not all young people are decadent wastrels.
Maggie. A young lady for you says she's your sister.
Hello, Maggie. Hello, Nazia. This is my little sister Nazia, sir.
Ah, splendid, splendid. Welcome to Gasforth, Nazir. I'm sure you'll love it. We have a museum, a small library, and a fascinating 18th century stone horse trough.
Stuff that. Soon as I got my glad rags on, I'm out raving. You better change if you want to come too, Mags. Look like a right tosspot in that pig's costume.
Make yourself at home, why don't you?
All right if I smoke?
Oh, you haven't started smoking cigarettes, have you?
Just grass.
Nazia, go and flush that down the toilet right now.
She's a copper.
You realise it's actually my duty to arrest you.
Go on then.
Or at least tell Mum.
Ah,
You wouldn't.
funny.
1 minute late. Very sorry, Maggie.
That's all right, Kevin. Kevin,
Yes.
I don't want to pry, but I was wondering whether you thought any more about your coming out.
Well, yes, I have. Lots. But it's very confusing, you know. Sometimes I swing one way, sometimes the other.
Oh, I see. Bye.
She thinks he's bisexual now. can't wait to see where this is gonna go.
Morning, doll. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was up all night at a lock-in, had to shower off. Lovely. Very refreshing. Hey, I found some lovely scented soap in there. Peach shampoo and sea fresh deodorant. I like having birds in our bogs. Oh, I could shag myself.
It's the best chance he's got, let's be honest.
Don't forget I've got my reflexology this evening, Raymond.
Ah, yes.
What next?
Reflexology. Which one's that again?
It's a terrific shortcut to all body well-being. Every part of you is represented on the sole of the foot, so any pain or uptightness can be alleviated by firmly...
This is that bollocks that the Chinese believe in, isn't it? Or whenever you go into town, it's always places that do this sort of thing. The posters all over the wall are all in Chinese. We've got one in our town. In the shopping centre, there's a Chinese, like, reflexology, Chinese medicine type thing. Well, it might not be there anymore, but there was one there. They believe in all this sort of stuff, don't they?
massaging the foot. So here is the...
I don't buy it at all. How can massaging a certain part of your foot be beneficial for your fucking liver? Come on.
liver, and the colon, and the buttocks.
And where is the foot?
Well,
I mean, supposing I had a really sore foot. How would you soothe my foot?
Soothe my
By
foot.
grabbing my foot and sticking your thumbs into my foot?
Raymond, do I ask you to logically justify your covering the kitchen table with a balsa wood model of a Lancaster bomber?
No, but I would be quite happy to.
I bet you would.
Constable Boyle, for the final time, if you're going to use my soap, could you please remove your hairs from it once you've finished?
Don't be so squeamish. It's just benign, non-volatile dead cell matter.
It is benign.
No, you see, this is one of the main benefits of shower gel. Because you don't leave shower gel out in the open covered in your pubes, do you? Unlike a soap bar.
Cell matter.
It is benign, non-volatile dead cell matter that grew out of your scrotum. And I hate it. How'd you do it? I could have stuffed a mattress by now. Each day I gouge a small toupee off the soap, and the next day it's back, looking like a member of the Grateful Dead. Inspector Fowler, I would like to lodge a formal protest against having to share a locker room with a gruesome fallout from Constable Boyle's rapidly balding bodily parts.
Blimey.
We assemble at 11:30 hours p.m. in the evening.
Or 11:30 hours. He's such a dickhead. He tries saying everything in such an official tone, but he just ends up sounding like an absolute tit.
100 hours p.m.
PM in the evening.
That is all. Let's go, go,
Just
go.
say PM. That means in
Read
the...
this. Quite exciting. Well, we get some dealers, not just silly kids.
Oh, God.
Do you fancy a bit of chewing gum to calm your nerves? It's a new brand, fresh and easy. Got it out of the machine in the locker room. Sounds great.
Oh, my God.
Gives you a great fresh feel all day. Helps you get on with life. And no leaking. Which is great, isn't it? Because I often dribble a bit if I try and chew and watch television at the same time. Oh, yes.
Sick sponge bag, you imbecile boy. Which way are you going?
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Sir, with respect, I think you should be a bit more understanding with Kevin. He's a bit distracted.
Oh, my God. I thought, when he said the bit about no leaking, I thought I was going to say, How didn't that tip him off? But then he actually said something that, you know, that it made it clear that made sense to him, you know. Oh, Kevin. Sort your head out, lad.
Which way are you going?
Sorry.
Great Satan sponge bag.
Sir, with respect, I think you should be a bit more understanding with Kevin. He's a bit distracted, you see. The thing is,
Yeah.
he's told me that he's coming out.
Buying tampons that he thinks is chewing gum.
Coming out? Do you mean coming out as a Guardian reader would understand the term?
Yes.
Absolutely, sir.
I see. Well, I must go out of my way to put him at his ease.
Oh,
Now then,
God.
Goody. I've asked you to come and see me on a matter about which I feel no embarrassment.
Right, I've got an idea of how this is going to go. I mean, we saw how nervy and twitchy and going around, beating around the bush he was when he was talking about tampons. So what's he going to be like discussing the fact that one of his officers is about to come out of the closet? We're going to be here all night.
No embarrassment whatsoever. Constable Habib has informed me that you're worried about coming out.
Coming out.
Well. I suppose it has been on my mind, sir, yes.
You mustn't worry yourself unduly, Goody.
That's good, sir, because Gary Boyle says that having a sly quickie after work is a police tradition. He says that if a bloke can't get a couple of stiff ones down his neck after work, then what's the point to being He reckons that the pub lock-in is all part of police culture.
Pub lock-in? You mean you've been asked to come out for an illegal drink?
Oh,
That's what's been worrying you.
He's worked it out.
CID do it all the time. I'm really pleased it doesn't bother you. I'll tell you what, I'll be stuck into the Malibu at the Frog and Truncheon tonight.
Do you appalling youth, you'll be stuck in a cell tomorrow morning. I'm aware that there are certain nod-and-a-wink customs in which CID officers ignore the law, but I will not allow the corruption of my officers. Quite frankly, I preferred you when you were a homosexual.
Oh my God! Also, corruption. What? Staying at a pub a bit later than it says on the wall it's open till? Come on. God. It's not like they're profiting off the local drugs trade or, you know, helping traffickers. It's just having a few extra drinks in the pub.
All right. I want urine from all this lot. Would somebody
entire
kindly
place.
take the urine?
Take the piss!
Their eyeballs. If the pupils are dislocated...
Dislocated!
Look for the signs of addiction. A distant stare, regular truancy, loss of appetite at mealtimes. Boyle, to me!
Yeah, all right, we'll just assign an officer to spend the next 72 hours with every one of them so we can get all that information. You dickhead. Oh, my God. A sister. Oh, I knew she'd be there.
You didn't get rid of it, did you? I'll never forgive you for this, Nazia. I had no excuse, sir. I was protecting my sister.
You understand that I'm going to have to charge you.
Yes, sir.
You fool, Constable. What madness possessed you?
She's my little sister, sir. My mum would have died. She'd be...
Go to your desk.
sorry, but I wouldn't have done it. Nah. I'd have just left it in the pocket and let what happened. You know. Oh.
Derek. Constable Habib is by far and away my best officer. She already represents a public investment of many thousands of pounds.
What are you suggesting, Inspector Fowler?
I am suggesting that we do not charge her. She has a fine career ahead of her, and because of one insane moment of filial loyalty...
I don't believe I'm hearing this. Inspector High and Mighty, Snooty, Snotty, Hoity-Toity Fowler wants me to break the law. I know!
I know. But she was just trying to help her little sister.
And when her little sister is a drug baron defending an armoured crack house with a shoulder-held missile launcher.
What?
Will it be all right to help her then? No, I don't like it, but I know my duty. We're charging her. It's been a long night. Right, Boyle, what about that drink we were discussing?
Well, thank you very much, sir.
You're very welcome, Boyle. We can settle up later.
I reckon this raid might mean promotion for you, sir.
Well, I can't deny I am rather expecting a call from a grateful chief constable.
I can't see anything going wrong with that. Hey, unless we get raided.
All right, you lot. You're all under arrest.
I knew it.
Sir, old copper's trick.
One of those coppers' tricks, Constable Boyle.
Is that all coppers know him?
Coppers know 'em.
Don't do me for this, Fowler. I've never done anything like it before.
Oh, really?
Conviction would ruin my
Really?
career.
Really, Grim? So the first time you ever do this, go to the pub with all the cops after hours, the first time you do it just happens to be the first time you get caught for it. Really?
Never mind, Inspector Grimm. It was never a very promising one. Unlike Constable Habib's.
You can't compare withholding evidence of drugs with a friendly little lock-in.
Really? I think you'll find that I can. Also, I think you'll find that the Promotions Board will be inclined to view any criminal conviction as something of a blot on a
Yes.
policeman's record.
He won't get his promotion.
All right,
Ah,
I won't charge Happy.
In that case, I won't charge you or Boyle.
I've got a couple of outstanding parking tickets, sir. You think you can get me off those?
I'm terribly sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Glockenspiel.
it was a nice
But
try.
I've just been assembling relevant
Glockenspiel.
financial reports regarding the ladies' locker room.
No rush. You won't get a penny out of me anyway. I took the liberty of making myself a mug of Bovril whilst I was waiting. Your very good health.
Bovril?
Yeah. My favourite beverage. Nutritious and above all, cheap.
Ooh, you boring
I
bastard.
saw that cube on your desk. So I made free with your kettle. No, don't worry, I've left you half.
What is it?
Quick, get a record.
Wait, it's cannabis. Oh,
Position slip. Mr. Glockenspiel says we can have as many lavatories as we like.
he's off his
In
tits.
fact, he's offered to put in jacuzzis and a steam room. Also,
Good
he's asked
time.
for kebabs,
So-
pizzas, and 15 king-size Mars bars.
He's
No
got
almonds.
the munchies. No almonds.
Let's talk toilets.
Oh, is that it? Oh, they could have gone further with that. Hachi Panjabi was in this. Where? Oh, yeah, right, yeah, sorry. Ah, well, that's the end. Oh, well, that was a very good episode. I enjoyed that. Yep. Very, very funny indeed. It always is, though. It's so funny, this show. I love it. Absolutely love it. It really is one of the best series that I do across the channel. You know. Actually, it's just... No, it doesn't need to be that big, does it? Just... That's that big. Yep. That'll do nicely. Yeah, I always enjoy this. It's always really funny. You know, Rowan Atkinson, he's brilliant, isn't he? He's a legend. We all... Well, maybe not all, but I think it's safe to say that most of my audience will... I mean, the British audience, at least, will have had some aspect of his work in their growing up. You know, whether it was Mr. Bean or the Johnny English series or this. You know, we've all had something. Blackadder, many of you are fans of. And this is just so funny and hilarious. Inspector Grimm is the rants that he goes on with his hoity-toity, but you know, it's so funny. Kevin, just James Dreyfus's character is hilarious too. I mean, I've already said it all about him up to now anyway, about how good he is, how much I enjoy him in this and gimme. But yeah, still I'll point it out. He's just so funny, and of course Rowan, brilliant as well. You know, the bit about the tampon machine. At first, I just couldn't work it out what he was on about. You know, I mean, when he first said "ladies' machine," of course there were many things going through my head. But when he started being a bit more specific, it became apparent what he was referring to, and I was like, "Oh, all right," you know, sort of thing. Yeah, just I'm gonna miss this when it's over. We don't have many episodes left either. You know, is it 3? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. But, oh well. So, it's been a great little series to add to the schedule, though, this. It's done relatively well. It's been popular. Listen to me, I'm talking like it's over already. It's not, but you know what I mean. People seem to enjoy this. When it's... when I premiere it on YouTube before a certain time in the evening, it does attract a decent-sized audience. So, yeah, it's going to be missed when it's gone, but no doubt it'll be replaced by something even better, maybe. I've got a few ideas, actually, because it's coming to a time where I'm going to have to start thinking about new shows again. This is almost over. Mind Your Language is almost over. I finished Limmy's show a few weeks ago. Father Ted, that's over. What else has recently finished? Filthy Rich, that's almost finished. So, yeah, I'm going to be definitely thinking about adding new shows soon. I've got a couple of ideas, including a classic series that I know is very popular. And there's, as for new series, I don't have a fixed idea on that yet, but I've had a browse. I might put that to a poll because, you know, modern comedies, most of them are just full of, you know, progressive messaging nowadays. So I'm gonna be careful with choosing that. I might ask you lot to sort of filter my choices through the opposite of what some people would call the woke purity test to suggest the ones that have the least amount of that in them, or none at all. But I've got a couple of ideas for the modern series that I might add. But when we get to that point, you'll be the first to hear about it, of course. So, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my reaction. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. And also, leave a comment. Because we're getting to the end, let's start doing a bit of a survey. So, leave who's your favourite character in this? For me, I think it probably is Goody, because he's just such, you know, he takes the job the least serious. He's always having a laugh or taking the piss, or, you know. But I like Fowler as well, you know, Rowan Atkinson's character. He's the star in this, and that's obvious, so I have to like his character. But I mean, apart from the main star, James Dreyfus' character is my favourite. So I would say Goody and then Fowler. But who's yours? Let me know. And follow that with your favourite episode. Although I couldn't choose yet. Because I'm not finished yet. There's 3 left. So I can't choose. Because any one of these final 3 could end up being my favourite. So I'm not going to pick yet. But you'll have all the people watching this, you'll have seen every episode. Why else would you be watching this series? You wouldn't watch me react to a show that you haven't seen every episode of, would you? I don't think you would, anyway. So yeah, let me know your favourite episode. Thanks everybody for watching, and everybody on Patreon too. Thank you for watching on there. Make sure you leave a click on the love heart and a comment. And thanks for your support. And you'll see me again soon, no doubt. Until then, thanks. Good night.